Hi, I'm Morag from Our Permaculture Life, and this is my son Hugh. And today I'd like to share with you an ingenious idea that young Hugh has come up with about how to harvest worms from a worm farm. Now, if you have a worm farm, you might know that the typical way that you get worms out of a worm farm is you tip the whole thing upside down onto a surface and you mound them up. And then worms don't like to be near light or heat, so they work their way in. You gently scrape off your worm castings. You do that over and over with a bit of a gap in between, and eventually you end up with this beautiful bundle of worms and all your castings separate. Now, Hugh had this idea because he was helping to make some worm towers, and I've made a short film about worm towers before, and Hugh was helping me do this. And he was selling little kits of worms and his worm tower, and he was finding it frustratingly a long process to get enough worms to sell with his worm towers. So he had this spark of an idea, which I just think is absolutely brilliant. And Hugh would like me to share it with you. He was going to tell you, but I think I might share it for you. So he can show you though. And so this is exciting. This is really exciting. You won't believe how simple this is, but it works so well. Now, inside this beautiful worm farm here, Hugh has been preparing some worms to be harvested that can be used for a worm tower, or you could use it to feed your chickens, or you could use it to go fishing. If you just want to be harvesting the worms, and not all the castings necessarily, but just the worms, this is the idea. You didn't expect that, did you? Funnels. So what you do is you basically pack the funnel with some food and then stick it in the worm farm. And what happens is the worms creep their way up inside. And watch this, when we tip this upside down, inside are bundle loads of worms. I need to even get something to poke that down. But there are so many worms in this little bundle. Sometimes you get even more than that. That one might not have been there for completely long. Look inside this one. Oh, and a spider. Whoa, look at that. Now, isn't that the most simplest idea that you've come across? So what you can do is, if you want to collect your worms every now and then, or help to them to breed up by collecting them in one spot, simply put a bit of your food scraps in some funnels, situate them throughout your worm farm. This is the most beautiful, rich material that is just fabulous food for your garden, for getting beautiful veggies happening. And so I think if there's anything you can do to make your garden really flourish, get a worm farm and just feed your food scraps into this. So another day I might talk about actually how to manage your worm farm, but today I wanted to show you this brilliant idea from young Hugh, who just loves his worms. So come back next week, we'll do another video, possibly again about a different aspect of worm farming. Leave us a comment about what you think about Hugh's idea, and see you next time. Morag from Our Permaculture Life. Thanks for watching.